So for the kid, he was used to staying with a bigger family, bigger house in India. We all know it how it is. And here we were staying in an Airbnb apartment. The food was different. In the beginning, it gets difficult for people who are not used to this kind of food and living, but you'll get used to it. But initially we had to make sure that we found the Indian restaurant and Indian places, because we were used to the Indian kind of food and cuisine and everything. Of course, not on the main streets, but on the footpaths. I mean, it's very well designed and it's very child friendly place.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I think the government takes particular care of how a child is brought up in this society, because they really focus on child care and child education. As soon as we got out of the airport, the streets were deserted here. We come from Bangalore, where to reach a distance of 1 kilometer we need half an hour to 20 minutes, and we were here where there are nothing. Maybe 4 to 5 cars on the road. So we were thinking it was a very off day or some curfew is on. So but we got used to it and we love it this way. And it was really difficult in the first week, especially the first week, because nobody was speaking English and I had no clue about German, Deutsch, maybe der, die, das, nothing more than that. And if I have to go to a shop and ask for something and they just say things that I don't understand, and I was really disappointed, because I always had help or somebody around me at home in Bangalore, and I'm here alone. He is in office. I am alone with a kid trying to get stuffs, and I don't know what to do. And I was really disappointed in the beginning. But I think there were many friendly people who, though they did not know English, but they tried put their best effort to try and explain or translate the German to English so that we are comfortable. Yeah.
After working in India for 10 years, you are kind of scared. You're in a new environment. How will it be? Will you be able to deliver what they're asking for? So, but when I went into my company first day, it was all welcoming. Everyone was so excited to see new colleague. They took me around. My company is kind of international crowd, so I didn't feel that much left out. Because everyone there was from different cultures, so we started talking and it went along well. Job-wise, I think I had this initial. Everyone has this initial 6 months of probation or probe site, so it was scary, right? You need to perform in this 6 months, but nothing like that. I was doing my regular tasks. It's been 2 years now.
In Germany, if you're having a child below 18 years of age, the stat or the government provides you something called as Kindergeld. Yeah, this will be given to your account every month, which is roughly around 200 euros. This is applicable for citizens of Germany or anybody who's working in Germany.
Okay, so in Germany, usually the income taxes are on the sky high level. You end up paying around 40% of your salary as income tax. So when we move into Germany, you get a tax class. That's how you pay taxes to the government. You get, I think it's tax class 4, the individually tax class 4. But if you're registering it as a family, you can be in a lower tax slab, which is tax class 3 for the earning person and tax class 5 for the non-earning person at that point.
Person with the lower earning has higher tax class, which means your deduction is more. So overall from the complete salary, the amount deducted reduces. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, if you consider the percentage differences, maybe it is 40% in tax class 4, but if you register it for tax class 3, you might get it around 35 or slight variation, but that's good a lot of money that you get at the end of the month.
So coming here as a family in Germany, you save more compared to individual.
Yes.
Yeah, but of course, now you pay all the taxes and you get so many benefits from the state.
So, social security in Germany is really great. You have a lot of options, lot of facilities that government provides you. For instance, Kindergeld is one of the facilities that government gives you.
So, like I already said about Kindergeld, you get 200 euros per month if you have a child who is less than 18 years old. So you also get some tax benefits. If you have a baby, you have 2, better, you get 400. But if you have 3, that's it. You do not get more than 3. So yes, that's Kindergeld, free schooling. And
yeah, I mean, education in Germany is free until 16? Yeah, 16. So, excluding the daycares are expensive. But otherwise, the schooling, even 6 years, starting from 6 years until the child turns 16, all your education is taken care of by the start. Health insurance is another component that is included in your salary, which is really good in Germany. You're covered for any kind of illness by your insurance provider, and it's a mandatory public health insurance available here that you are obliged to take. Without that, basically you can't survive in Germany.
And based on your insurance provider, you also get a lot of sick leaves as given by the insurance provider. So if you're working and you fall sick, you are entitled to at least, I think, 14 sick leaves. I might be wrong, but in a year you're entitled to minimum of 14 sick leaves. And also, if you are a working mom and if your child is sick, or if you're the primary caretaker, you can be mom or dad, but if your child is sick, you get up to 14 days of child care leaves, which is also covered by your insurance. So health insurance.
If you have served in Germany for a certain number of years and you lose your job, for instance, the government covers you with some basic money.
Also, there is job assistance. So if you lose job after serving for some years, the government helps you find another job. So you don't have to worry if you lose your job. Concept called Kurzarbeit. So for the working moms who earn below 30,000? Who work below 30 hours in a week, get a special Geld. I cannot remember the name now, but you get a special Geld from the government if you are giving your time to take care of your child.
Child care, yeah.
Okay, so I work as a cloud engineer here, and before I started working as a cloud engineer, I was also having my dance school. I still do have my dance school. So I started with it before I started working, because I could not give 8 hours of time for work until my son was a little bit older, so I could give some time to my other activities that I do. So being a dancer or singer, or if you have any hobbies, this is a unique category that you can get into here, because there is a lot of people who are looking for such artistic, or maybe a yoga teacher or somebody, but they do not find the right kind. So if you are here, and if you would like to pursue your career in any other direction also, you can always do that.
You wanted to say?
This Nuremberg, especially Bavaria, Germany, is really a beautiful place. It's like paradise on earth,
Yeah.
almost, because the Alps is really close to this state in Germany, and it has the most beautiful places, lakes that I have ever seen in my life.
Coming to that, it re-triggered my photography interest, which I had been pursuing back in Bangalore, which had a break because of so many other reasons. But when we came here,
We just wanted to capture
yeah, I mean,
everything.
it's so
It was
beautiful
so
around.
beautiful. We just wanted to capture it and share it with the world. And I think you should visit Bavaria once in your life. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so is German required really? Well, it depends case to case. For your job, if you're working in a German company, it is very much required. Check for your contract or job description where if it is German is required, definitely you need to know German. But for my job, I think it was not required because it was an international crowd and we majorly work in English. But day-to-day life, it's German is preferred because the moment you step out on the streets, it's all German everywhere.
So in Germany, there are couple of kinds of daycare. One is provided by the state, and then you have a private daycare. Daycares are categorized separately here, like from 1 to 3 years old is called Krippe or Kinderkrippe or Kita, and from 3 to 6 is a kindergarten. That's the usual self that we have in India also. So from 1 to 3, it is more for the younger kids. Here the kids are taken care of. They're taught how to be independent basically, and usually it's a practice here that even if you're working or not, the kids are sent to Krippe to learn to be around kids and play. And kindergarten is between 3 to 6. We chose a multilingual or bilingual Kinderkrippe in the beginning because we were not sure, because we don't speak German and we do not know if our son will pick up German that easy. So we wanted him to know English because that's something we can communicate with him and the other kids. But later when he moved to kindergarten, we chose a German one because we were happy that we are little comfortable with German now, and we really wanted him to learn German as well.
And absolutely safe. I mean, it might be scary to leave Kinderkrippe here starts from 6 months.
Yeah.
And it might be scary to leave your child in a Krippe, take someone else taking care. But when we left Ivu at the kindergarten or Krippe, it was, really good for his growth. A lot of activities, lot of playtime, lot of outdoor time. So I think it's important to send them to Krippe.
Krippe and kindergarten, so.
So, Germany is well connected in terms of public transport. You can imagine anywhere you can reach by bus, train, or trams services that even to remote places, the frequency is really good. You'll not be lost, definitely. Apart from that, the roads are so good.
So first 6 months?
When you arrive in Germany, first 6 months you can drive with your Indian driving license. After that, you're obliged to apply for a German license and get that. Only then you can drive a car here. We had little difficult times initially, but after the license, it's pretty smooth. We are able to manage things pretty well.
Coming from India, where we are used to traveling in two-wheelers or four-wheelers all the while, going in public transport was challenging in the beginning with a kid. But trust me, it's very well connected, and any kind of vehicle, pram, scooter, cycle, you can take it along any part of Germany.
In the public transport.
In the public transport, of course, yes. Also, getting a car made it only easier.
Yeah.
And we could travel the entire Germany and enjoy the view.
Land of cars.
BMW.
Yeah.
While considering moving here, the important expenses are the rent, the heating charges, electricity and internet, the groceries, and what else?
Public transport if you are traveling.
Public transport, and if you have a car, the car charges and car parking.
Car parking, yeah, much important.
So it is really possible for a family with one person who is earning and 2 kids maybe to survive here. The chances are you might have to cut down on some luxuries, but you can totally survive here. Yeah, it's always good to have 2 people earning to get all the luxuries and amenities, but basically you have to make sure you're covered with rent, heating, internet, electricity, groceries, and public transport. And if these are taken care of or at least accounted in your salary while you're negotiating or anything, so and you have some surplus, so it's easy for a family to be happy because education is taken care of, health insurance is taken care of, other things is up to you how much you spend. So okay, we really recommend anybody who wishes to move here, Germany, with his family, with kids, it's the best place I would think of living in because you're really taken care of.
Hey guys! Thanks a lot for watching. So if you have liked the video, please
Like.
share.
And subscribe.
So guys, if you would like to know something more about moving to Germany with your family,
Or working in Germany or even lifestyle in Germany.
Please make sure you write it in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching guys.
bis später!
Bis später.
Ciao! Bye.